Welcome back to Inside the Vandals with head coach Rob Akey. I'm Dennis Panchin, and we'll talk about LSU coming up in a minute. But Rob went into the Wayback Machine. I don't know if he's got a DeLorean. You got a DeLorean at your house? Is that what you did?
Yeah, we hit 89 miles an hour.
Nowhere near here because we're not breaking any speed limits here. Wouldn't do that at all. To go back in his past to not only get a new offensive coordinator, but add a guy with a lot of coaching experience. Jessica Velez has a report on those two coaches.
Last season, head coach Rob Akey added a familiar face to his coaching staff when he hired Jason Gesser as his running back coach. This season, Gesser takes on an even bigger role for the Vandals as the team's offensive coordinator. It's a position that had been under fire the last few seasons. For Gesser, it's a challenge this former quarterback and position coach is hoping to bring the offense a little more success this season.
Obviously, there's a big difference and there's a lot more responsibility in calling the plays and structuring the offense and doing all those things. But I can tell you right now, the guys that I've relied heavily upon, Mike Levenseller, you just talked to, Gordy Shaw, our offensive line coach and run game coordinator, and Coach Moses and Coach Papuna, they've got a lot more years. They got more years experience than I've been alive.
Gesser says it will be his entire offensive staff that will help create a solid offense this season.
The way that they're doing that, I'm really drawing a lot from them, and they've helped me out tremendously.
Gesser says even though the first game against Eastern Washington did not go as planned, but that adjustments is all part of coaching.
I'd be struggling big time, and we're starting to get our rhythm, we're starting to get our flow. That first game obviously wasn't the first game we wanted to go out there and show on, but I have a feeling that we'll start getting some more confidence and start going here pretty soon.
Gesser says working closely with Mike Levenseller, the new wide receivers coach, who joined the staff from Washington State, is a familiar face that he trusts. For Coach Levenseller, he is happy to be with a staff he knows only too well.
Rob and I have known each other a long, long time. And, when we talk and stuff, it was pretty easy. Jason, obviously, a chance to come over and help Jason on his, career. It's kind of like I said, a no-brainer. I'm really enjoying it, and really good guys. Chance to work with Coach Moses, who I've been on the other side of the fence forever with, and Coach Shaw, who I've known for about 30 years.
With Inside the Vandals, I'm Jessica Velez.
All right, so what did you see in Jason Gesser to make him your offensive coordinator?
Well, Jason, go back to where we started together. Jason was playing for us when I was over at Washington State, and one of the most competitive guys that I've ever known. He was a tremendous leader. He's one of the strong leaders on our football team, and willed things to victory in a lot of ways. Showed great toughness, great competitiveness. I had great respect for him in that regard, and obviously we had a lot of success with him as our quarterback. He had the opportunity to go play professional football for a period of time, and we had stayed in communication. His whole goal is to do what he's doing right now. He wants to be a coach. Matter of fact, I'm sure he'd like to replace Mike Leach here one of these days. That I think is his goal. But wanting to get into coaching, and we talked. I said, go get yourself a GA job. Well, he's got a great family that it was already started. He's making more money. Even playing arena football than he would have made as graduate assistants don't make very much money. So he was trying to make the best of both worlds happen, and got involved with as a high school coach. Started doing some great things with putting on camps and quarterback clinics and different deals like that to make ends meet and start working towards his goal. When he got done playing ball, he then became he'd been a coordinator, became a head coach. He was making decisions and whether you're at whatever level it is, you're still making decisions and doing those things, and he'd shown a lot in that regard. Enough that I knew, I'd seen how he had put these camps together, saw how he interacted with kids. He had success running an entire program. I wanted him to come here and be a position coach. That was a pretty good transition at that point in time. That's how we got him in here, coaching running backs for us a year ago. Obviously, we had a change up, and felt like that was a great opportunity to put him into a role as our offensive coordinator. I've got great experience around him to help him with that, because I know the first time I became a coordinator, I was kind of a young guy, convinced that I was ready for it at that point in time, as we all are. But until you drive that car, until you're actually in that position, there's things that you just have to deal with. And what I like is I've got some I've got some old guys around him that can help. And
Well,
like
yeah,
the
and
guy
one
he
of
knows a
those,
little bit
yeah,
too.
and one of those is Mike Levenseller, who
Yeah.
is as good as his position at wide receiver coaching as there is in the business.
Probably best in the country. He's, you talk about receiver coaches. Levy is, he's revered around the country as one of the best that there is. Great technician, great in regards to discipline. He also doubles as our pass game coordinator, which helps take some of that time and pressure off of Jason and helps blend those things together. I can't tell you how happy I am that we're able to get Levy to come over here. And we've worked well together, known each other for a long time, even before we worked together. I've got great confidence. I know how he's going to work with those kids. I know how he's going to respond to things, and I'm seeing results with our receivers. We're doing things better. We're executing things better. They're doing things in a more disciplined fashion, and obviously we're getting more production out of them right now. So I think it's been a great addition.
Idaho has played a lot of great games in its history, a lot of tough games in its history. You're going to a place, not only a place that's tough, Death Valley in Baton Rouge against LSU, but you're taking on a team that some think might be the best team in the nation. Tell me about this matchup coming up this weekend.
Well, I'm looking forward to making it a tough and a great game. It is tough. That's already taken care of. It's great. That means we took care of business. So I think that'll be a very good thing. They're you watch these guys on film, and I'm gonna tell you what, they're something. We watched SEC tape a week ago with Florida playing Bowling Green. These guys are better than Florida. Just what you see on tape. These guys are good. They were one poll had them number one at the beginning of the season. And I've coached those teams. For example, number 8 got knocked out of the polls this week. There's no difference between number 8 and number 3. In fact, I've coached some teams that were 8 and 3 in the same season and got that high. They're all good at that point. These guys certainly can challenge for that number 1 spot, and they were in that hunt a year ago. They've got great size, great speed, great athleticism. They're a very physical football team.
There's a reason you play all kinds of different games in the non-conference season, be it financially, be it to tune yourself up, to get ready for a certain offense in the conference. What do you want from your team coming out of this game that's going to help you when you get into the WAC season?
Well, what I still want to see us grow as a football team, and that's we're playing a stronger opponent. We went from one strength, second week went to a new strength. This week we're going to a new strength. To see us respond in that fashion and still respond better as a team within ourselves, that's one thing that I'm certainly looking forward to. Being able to go in there and compete and say, hey, I'm here to make something happen. We're here to hit you in the mouth. We're not going to take a knee. We're not going to lay down. We're going to come in here and play and let it be what it'll be. That's what I want to see happen. As I do think now, you asked me also, how does that help us when it comes time to play a WAC opponent? Well, we're not going to see this kind of size and speed in the WAC conference. So, we can go down there and we can point out the things that we do well. And if you win this game, the whole country, we could be the favorite team in America. Okay. If we don't, then we didn't disappoint anybody because we did what they all told us we're supposed to do. But we pay attention to the things that took place in this game where we won those battles against an opponent like that size, that speed. That's where I think you can grow some confidence that can help you with later on in the season. That's why I like the ability to play one of these games. I think it's a good thing.
Good luck, have fun, and we'll visit with you next week.
Appreciate it, Dennis. Thanks.
That is Rob Akey, and it's going to be a tough one for his team coming up this weekend. Now, when we come back, we're not done. No, we're not done. We're done with Coach Akey, but we're not done. It's a great start for the Idaho women's volleyball team. We'll take a look at a couple of seniors and a preview of a big soccer match coming up this week for the Vandal women. That's all when Inside the Vandals continues.